Hey, Coach. Good to see you. Kareem Hunt, he just seems to. Obviously, we're going to see him a little bit more with Nick out, but it just looks like Kareem Hunt is as explosive as ever. What are you seeing from him? And did he make some changes? Is he any lighter than he was last year? Or kind of what's your overall assessment of him and what he looks like and maybe even some changes he's made?
Well, he missed the first 8 games last year, and he also had an injury. So with that being said, right now, he's had a great off season. He's fully healthy. And he know that at one point in time, he led the league in rushing just a couple of years ago. So he's hoping to have the opportunity to showcase what he can do again.
Thank you, Nate. Our next question is Dan Lobby.
Hey, Coach, last year you guys didn't really have a whole lot at the fullback position, and this year it seems like it's an emphasis, trading for a guy and then, also bringing in a guy like Johnny Stanton. But what does a good fullback do for your run game?
Well, he's the eyes for the running backs when you're talking about two backs. He's the eyes for that halfback. And also those guys are good in pass protection if we needed to use them as a third down back. It's just great to have the guy that we have. Andy, I've shown those guys video of him. He makes excellent decisions. And it's great for Johnny because now Johnny's getting the opportunity to learn exactly how to do it. And those guys were teammates at Nebraska. So it's a great opportunity for Johnny to pick up some great habits from Andy.
Thanks.
Scott Petrick, you have our next question.
Hey, Stump, have you been able to talk to Nick, and how's he doing?
Yes, he's in meetings. So he's doing, I would say, extremely well. To be able to be in the meetings, he's not having any problems in terms of headaches or anything like that. So he's doing well. It's just a matter of time before he get cleared.
And then, well, that's great to hear. And so we're assuming he's going to be back then. But how nice is it to have a guy like Kareem to just step in, a guy that won a rushing title a couple of years ago?
Well, it's great to have those, but I tell you what, it's great for us to have the offensive line hopefully fixed. I would say that's the main thing, not having been together as a team. These runners need to understand the strengths, and maybe slight weakness of an offensive lineman so they can make things happen.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Marla Ridenour, you have our next question.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to ask you kind of about the wide zone. I mean, someone we talked to recently said that you've done a little bit of it before, but how are your guys taken to this? You think it's a perfect fit for the people you have?
Yes, we did it last year. What we didn't do off the wide zone a whole lot was run keepers. But in terms of running the wide zone, we ran the wide zone last year. We ran inside zone last year. So it's not different. Nick ran it in college, Kareem some as well. Most teams do some version of it, whether it's with a fullback or just a single back. So it's nothing new for us. Our tracks may change a little bit, but that's pretty much it.
Is that something you've always liked or, kind of, I don't know. Did you run it when you were a player?
I've always loved it because you get guys, especially for guys that have the ability to make quick cuts, you get guys running and now you give them the impression that you go in one place or the other, and then you go somewhere different. And it's all based on how our guys can cover guys up. If we can prevent penetration, then we can stay on the angle in which we're going. If there's penetration, then we have to be able to put our foot in the ground and get going north to south.
Thanks.
Tony Grossi, you're up.
Sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we have you, Tony.
Okay, thanks. Stump, first of all, can't tell, you still have your beard?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just wanted to check. Always looking for a note. Next question was, we were tantalized last year with the Hunt and Chubb on the field together, and you were in a game plan mode every week by the time Hunt came aboard. Now with a training camp and a new staff, are there still things to explore in having them on the field together?
It probably will be, but I'm not exactly sure how much this year because we haven't had an off season together. You know, right now we're trying to get guys to learn the system as it was pretty much in Minnesota, and they didn't have much of that. So we're just going to be happy when those guys do get an opportunity to play, and hopefully we'll showcase what we can do.
Thank you.
Great. We'll go back to Scott Petrick.
So then, having said that, Stump, is it too early to tell how much Kareem might play some wide receiver?
Yes, I think that's too early because we have some receivers that we think are doing pretty good besides Odell and Jarvis. So that's what your GM and the general manager and his guys are going to do. They're going to go out and try to get guys that can play. But Kareem will have his opportunity at some point. I mean, we will definitely prepare for each team differently, and if that's suitable for us, which I'm almost sure it will be at most times, he'll see his opportunities.
Thanks.
We have 3 hands up. Hopefully we can get to all 3 of these before Jason Tarver. We'll go to Marla.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask one more thing. Do you see a lot of potential for, I mean, Nick and Kareem have, kind of already reached some heights, but how much better can they get? Do you see is the sky still the limit for those two?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a couple of times Nick missed a couple runs last year, or he would have won the rushing title. So these guys, they're not happy with any mistakes that they make. So they're always trying to improve.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mara. We'll go to Tom Withers and then Mary Kay Cabot to close us out. Tom, go ahead.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Stump. Stump, you mentioned the offensive line before. You got some new faces up there. How long should it typically take a running back to figure out kind of those strengths and weaknesses that you talked about? And do you guys have time to get that done given this condensed camp?
Because we don't have any preseason games, we're really not going to be able to see any live reps until we actually play the Ravens. So it's all going to be about the running backs being patient. That's the most important thing. They have to be patient, and we'll figure it out. We think these guys can play. We know a few of them that was with us last year can play, and we think the scouts did a heck of a job of recruiting guys that could play. So they brought them in. It's obvious they can do something.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mary Kay.
Hey, Coach, I'm just wondering, how disappointed were you last year that Nick wasn't able to win that rushing title? And how big of an emphasis was it kind of going into that last week, hoping that he would get that?
Well, I was disappointed, but I was disappointed the games before that last game because there was an opportunity for us to have done better, and we missed a couple cuts. We've been working on a little more patience, but it's a team game. And unfortunately, we didn't win enough games for Cleveland Brown fans. So, we didn't deserve to please ourselves either.
In that last game, only 13, runs for 41 yards. Was that kind of a little bit of a downer, knowing that if he could have just gotten a little more, he would have had it?
Yeah, it was definitely a downer to see it take Henry 32 carries, and on his last one he went for 55 yards. So we just needed to handle our business earlier, and we didn't do it.